I use. It's called Manicam, and you have the controls for your webcam, but you also have controls for Minicam.
So, zoom in and out again. What did you? How, just. Oh my god. I suppose I shouldn't tell them that we're live.
Wait, what?
I suppose I shouldn't tell them that we are live.
No, I've got it up.
Oh my
Hi.
god. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Landmark, episode 18.
Run.
We are just cruising through these things.
Mm-hmm.
Tinma's on he's got his gravity boots on. We are here with our special guests today, David and Zexadu. We are so grateful to have you guys here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because if you weren't here, Tinma and I would have to do this by ourselves and just annoy everybody out there. So, oh my God.
I keep you guys young.
Indeed.
Great.
Really? Because I was going to say you're the one causing my gray hair up here.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
it's possible.
That's a lie.
So,
My
Zach,
chin.
are you from the Midwest, or where do you live in the country?
I can show you where I live on my left hand. I'm from Michigan.
Michigan. All right, excellent. That's right.
Yep. Yeah, that's a
Sweet.
Michigan thing. Yeah.
All right. Oh, fantastic. Well, guys, today's topic is the World's End Countdown, which is coming. We are counting. We think, just 8 days, maybe 9? If I can count at all.
I'm ready. I am freaking ready. I am. If it wasn't for like you wanting something built or Pantera needing some help, I wouldn't know what the heck I should be doing right now.
You'd be on the beach.
No, he'd be blowing up tanks.
I'd be blowing up tanks.
And speaking of beach, everybody, go find Bob Dobbs' claim on, what's the island that Pantera's mech hanger's on? Liberation Vale?
Yes.
Go find Bob Dobbs' new claims in Liberation Vale, and he's getting some of the scenery ready for some of the filming that we're doing. We are so psyched. This is really fun. I see everybody's building a mech. Everybody's bringing a mech along to the show. It's going to be a good time.
They're saying I'm extra loud today, so I'm going to turn it down some more.
More. How's that?
Yeah, there you go. Sounds good. So, Zach, did you have a chance to look at that forum post by Deletionist?
I did. I got to read the whole thing, and I even posted a few of my comments about what I was particularly excited about. Is some really big changes, and a lot of people seem to have some pretty strong feelings about it. But I personally love it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm thrilled about it. There's a couple things that I just want to wait and see what it's going to be like. But I'm thrilled.
I'm waiting for the new one. I want to see the next post.
Well, I was hoping it was going to come out right before we kicked off the show, so we could go over it today live.
They don't plan.
Typhid.
They don't plan around our schedule worth of poop.
Yeah, have you noticed that?
They released
What's
it
that?
after Wednesday, this
I
last
know.
one, knowing that we do the show on Wednesday, and then they wait until after Monday to post the next one, so it like totally screws everything up.
Well, at least, hey, we got Wednesday. Hopefully they'll get that thing out before our Wednesday show.
We did get some info, which was the next Landmark Live will be next week.
Okay, that's right.
The
We saw that
only
tweet.
thing that's really been put out other than the.
Well, we were kind of expecting that, right, guys?
Yeah.
They said they were going to do a Landmark Live when the wipe happens. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they said they were going on hiatus until then.
So, David, what about the document, that posted by Deletionist? How do you feel about the changes that are coming?
For the most part, I think it's pretty good. Obviously, catering to the builders, which is kind of what a lot of us have been wanting. Because I know for me, I was kind of feeling a bit trepidatious about having to go harvesting for all these resources all over again, but with all the mobs getting in the way at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like looks like they've streamlined things so much. I wonder if they're going to give us the ability to place anything other than dirt, just the raw basic dirt, when we're in the open world. Zach, have you done that? Have you just gone out and just started free building in the, off a claim, just out in the open world?
I've totally done it, and I was really disappointed to see it disappear quite so quickly. I wish there was just a little bit more lag on that, so you could do some fun stuff like make videos or something with it.
Yeah, well, we do a build, slay, repeat on Saturdays, so we're hoping that Devlin's going to be back soon. We missed him today. We're hoping he was going to be on the show today, but on Saturdays we go down to the caves and go do some crazy stuff, and we just free build while we're in the caves, build bridges and little encampments, fortifications to defend ourselves from the monsters. It's a lot of fun, or to trap them, which is good fun.
Well, inside that whole package of where we can place claims at, you'll be able to actually place claims at entrances to caves, because caves are coming back.
Oh, yes.
I cannot wait.
We don't have them right now, and so I can't wait to get the cave entrances back.
Well, we got a little taste of what the new biomes are going to look like on the Landmark Live, like a millennium ago. 4 weeks. Has it been 4 weeks?
It's like 3 or 4 weeks, because we had 2 weeks of the competition. There's this past week, and now we're going into the next week. So yeah, it's been like a month. That's why I was hounding them. Yeah,
meanwhile, I'm pouring on the sugar, and I was like, can we please have one? Please.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
Well, Zach, let's talk about some of your responses on the forums to Deletionist's post about the changes that are coming up with the wipe. Do you remember some of the things that you posted about?
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it right now. I had a feeling you'd ask.
Yes. All right, great.
So I pulled out, there's just this massive post of all things that they were that they're planning to change just with respect to crafting and harvesting. I picked out 1, 2, 3, 6, probably maybe about 40 bullet points out of the whole post that I'm like, okay, I'm really looking forward to this. But hit on a few of them. I really like that they're changing that any tree can be chopped by any axe, because to me that's something that makes a lot of sense. If it's pointy, it should cut. I mean, unless it's magically protected, it should cut, right? So that's something I'm really happy about, and I thought it was really...
Unless, of course, it's a rubber axe.
I carry a lot of those around, by the way.
The rubber axes?
Yeah. When I put my makeup and nose on. Bark, bark, bark.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of caffeine. I've had a lot of caffeine this morning, guys. Lots of caffeine, and it's early in the day, so I'm good.
Jet fuel for 10 bucks. What else did you comment on?
Let's see. Just scrolling down here. They're making up the Founder's Pickaxe has changes coming. Where it says upgraded versions of the Founder's Pickaxe can now be crafted, and the Mastercraft Bracer now grants increased yield when refining components. So, what I understand about the pickaxe, they went into more detail later in the post, that it's been given a slight stat realignment and it can now be upgraded. There are 3 new versions. There's the Settler's Pickaxe, the Explorer's Pickaxe, and the Trailblazer's Pickaxe that can be sequentially crafted to improve stats and raise mining, which makes the pickaxe viable from the initial acquisition through end game. So basically, sorry, Tenma was making. I just saw what Tenma was doing, and I'm like, what?
Okay, well, you have
sorry.
the founders, or the first pickaxe, which would be a 1-2. And then you have the next one, which should be a 3-4. And then the next one would be like a 3-5, or 4-5-6. Sorry, I can't count.
Too much caffeine, huh?
Which would be the end game, which would basically be your end game, which would be your 5-6, and then of course
Okay.
4-3 and 2-1, which your 3 levels for that particular pickaxe. Because as it stands now, it was always a tier 2 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I guess why I love that now is because my shiny founder's pickaxe is more than just shiny now, and the added bonus is because it goes all the way through the end game tiers. I can ditch that mithril pickaxe and gain a hotbar slot.
Yeah, everybody's picking on me today.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Brutal.
Dyfed, how do you feel about Heartwood going away?
Well, actually had a question about that. When they say heartwood, do they mean like the different types of heartwoods that came from the different types
No.
of trees, or just heartwood in general, or the main heartwood?
No, you
Is
had
that-
you had heartwood, which would come off of any tree, and then you
Right,
had the
okay.
specials. Then you had the specials for all the individual trees.
Infused
Okay.
heartwood.
Yeah, like infused heartwood. Didn't they do away with infused heartwood?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
Well, to
We
me,
all play Landmark every day, and now we're clueless.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
To me, getting rid of the heartwood kind of falls in line with getting rid of the blocks.
The blocks. I was like, ah! I was so happy for that.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
I
too.
was!
They're just there's so
So, well,
much.
correct me if I misunderstand this, but they're removing the whole category of Heartwood and all the special Heartwoods. We're not going to have those weird, rare trees to
I
make
guess.
stuff we want to make.
You know,
Yeah, I'm
to be perfectly
looking-
honest, sorry.
Go ahead.
To be perfectly honest, between Kinos and Ogre and some of the stuff I've been doing personally, it's been so long since I've worked with wood. It's all been stone and dirt. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll give you an example here. Like I was building a house or something. I don't even remember. I think it was during the Keynotes competition. I ran out of wood. I was like, crap, I got to go make some wood, wood planks or whatever. So I went and made what I thought was what I needed to be able to put the stupid wood down. And come to find out, I had made the wrong one. I needed the blocks instead of the other one. And I'm sitting there like, I just converted every piece of wood I have to the stupid block or this other thing that I had made that I couldn't even use. And then I had to go back out and refarm for another like 2 hours to get the wood back that I had wasted on whatever that other thing was that I never used. I was mad. You see this seriousness in my face? I was mad.
Well, they made some changes to that too. Yeah, the block items, except for, excuse me, it's reading aside from lumicite, plastic, and glass, have been removed from the game. So it sounds like that issue shouldn't be happening anymore.
Good.
Yeah, they're streamlining the building process, which is what we kind of opened the show with. And I think that's a strategic move. I think it's a great move. It may not have been their initial vision of the game, but clearly that's where I think the game's going. I think they're trying to make the game really fun for people that just get in, get started, so they stick around.
Well, they're making
It is an amazing.
They're making it easier to understand. And as long as they listen to us with the changing the names back to the way it was, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so. Whoa, bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Allergies, eh? Happy
Something
spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Cobalt back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I get it?
I'm just. Guten Tag.
Dimma.
Yeah.
Guten Tag.
Oh, I just found it. I can confirm. It says Heartwood and the various items used to make Heartwood have been removed from the game.
Excellent. And I like that we.
Yeah.
So we're not going to need all those crafting stations that we now have and refineries, but they're not being removed. We'll still be able to use them as props, and I assume we're going to be able to place them from the prop palette.
Yep.
That's brilliant, because those are so cool. We were zooming around today on Voila's claim, the giant mech artist that she made, with the big paintbrush and the palette as the shield. And on the very back of that, she's got I think it's the legendary smelter. Looks like a jet engine on the back of the thing. It's really, really cool looking. So I'm glad they're going to be keeping all these props in.
Well, I can't wait until they give us more emitters. Now that they have a section in the prop library thing for emitters, and they all have different icons. Which, thank you so much for getting them out of my inventory.
Yeah.
Now they have a place in the prop section thing now. I'm hoping to see more emitters. I want to see a lightning. I want to see, I don't know, like a fart cloud or something. And I don't know. I want to see
Lightning
spots.
for sure, man. Lightning is number one on my list.
I mean,
we need a lightning emitter.
picture it, Geo.
Tesla coil, with crackling lightning.
I'd be scared to see what Ogre Snot would make of that.
Well, I mean, picture it though. You have.
Can't wait.
You made like a jet engine, and it's on the back of something, and all of a sudden it does like puffs of smoke. Like, and then goes with the big fire the fire torch.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a really cool startup for an engine or something. So it would just be wicked.
I wish we could scale up the emitters to very large sizes. So we just built a Stargate. Tim just built a Stargate for our World's End sequence that we're going to be filming. And the Stargate is massive. It is huge. I think Bob Dobbs is going to be able to fly all of his stuff through it.
Well, there's got to be a limitation. They have to have limitations on. I mean, yeah, that Stargate is beyond what normal people would want to build for a Stargate, and being able to make an emitter that's that huge, it is kind of outside the boundaries of what most people normally do.
Well, the emitter that you've got in there, in the middle of it, currently fills up, what, about a third?
It's actually a little bit more than that. It's probably around about 45% ish.
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, did you guys get a mech built? Or what mechs did you build for the event? Anything? Zach?
I have one that I built a long time ago. It's still missing a few pieces. I think you guys toured it about 2 or 3 weeks ago during your morning stream. I called it the Vengeful Circuit. It was kind of a haphazard creation, just like, oh, I remember this thing from EQ2 where they would like build tile monsters out of just like the square tiles that they have for like the floors and the walls and everything. I wonder if I could do something like that with the sci-fi props, and I just kind of did it. And it's more prop monster than mech, though. It's more of a robot.
That's cool. Well, yeah, people are building. So mechs are something that somebody would get in and pilot. Robots are something that will pilot themselves or act like drones and be piloted by somebody remotely. And we're seeing it's just a huge collection. Did you see the little kitty cat mech? And the little dog mechs?
The Bender is still my favorite.
Oh my god, they're nuts. The mechs that we got, that everyone's building, are just fantastic, guys. Keep up the great work. What you can do is Pantera's claim is getting a little laggy. Might be difficult to drop off. So you can email a template of the mech you would like to have included in the film to Gaius Maximus in game, and we will get all those in there. Dyfin, what do you have built?
I was working on a Dalek, and I've only got the top, the dome section done. Unfortunately, it incorporates some voxels, so we won't be able to actually see it go through the Stargate. But I'm working on it.
That's okay. It doesn't take too much to be able to make it seem like it went through the Stargate.
Yeah.
Well, I made the
Heffalump.
reactor and the candy ass. It's a candy ass elephant.
Oh my god. Zach, you saw that, right?
Thank you for
giant
saying that
heffalump he made?
before I took that sip.
He made this great big elephant. It is just insane looking. I put a candy cane in its butt. It just,
I did.
God.
And it all works too. I mean, I've got the lights hooked up to switches and flamethrowers and the engine
Flame
in the
shooting out of its
back.
eyeballs. I don't know.
All
Just-
kinds of
oh
weird
my-
stuff on that thing. It was a lot of fun.
Have fun with this game, everybody. Get out there and build. Just go crazy. We think we're just a little over a week away from the big wipe. Anything you build will get templated. If it's on your claim on the last day, it'll get templated and saved for you. Just go have fun with this thing. We went through how many weeks was the Kinos thing?
2.
And am I like the only person that didn't build something?
It was 2 weeks
Yes.
for the actual competition, and what was it, like a month and a half for the workshop?
Yeah, the workshop was really long.
Oh,
It was like
guys, I gotta take this call. It's school.
all right.
Yeah, that workshop was really long, I thought. And then all of a sudden, bam, okay, we're doing it and we're done.
Well, the workshop, I don't know. It was I don't know.
Well, I think it was kind of necessary for it to be long because they didn't really have any direction for us at the beginning.
Very true. I'm still under that principle that they should know what it is they want.
Yeah.
I am still under that, and present all the information that they have come up with right off the get go, and be like, build this magically, like, ooh. and then let us like evolve something from what they have given us, and then just kind of go through and be like, okay, well, I really like this, but can you smooth this out just a little bit more? Can you bring this down a little bit more? And like basically treat the workshop like a ball of like a big ball of clay.
Sorry.
I was not expecting that. but,
It's 11 o'clock.
we kind of treat that workshop like a ball of clay. I mean, you give us exactly the idea that you want, let us build to it, and then we mold whatever we come up with to fit what it is that you're looking for. Then when the competition comes through, you have that 2 weeks to finalize whatever it is that you're doing. Because some people build, quicker than others. And then and it gives that 2 weeks just to finalize whatever you did in the workshop. Mm-hmm. That's the way I look at the way the competitions roll. Other people, they don't even start until the competition starts. Then you got other people who are doing stuff for the competition before the workshop even started.
Yeah, they're
Geo is lost. Geo?
Yeah, no, I'm reading. Got a message here from somebody. Go ahead.
Okay. Zach.
Yeah, I've been like trying very hard to try to really get in on just any of the competitions, and the first one I really tried was I think the Karen competition, because I was new enough to landmark that I didn't know that how intimidated I should really actually be by all of these voxels and everything. so I really haven't submitted anything, but as time goes on, I'm seeing that they are making improvements with the way they're running the competitions, and I feel more and more confident that I can probably actually get in on the next competition, which I know will probably not be dwarves.
Well,
Which
I'm
competitions have you
hoping.
participated in?
I'm hoping for dwarves this time.
That was like kind of hashtag sarcasm there, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, you haven't used my voice yet, so I was trying to be sarcastic.
I'm kind of hoping for dwarves actually
I
because
would like it too, but I'm just,
if that is the first one we do going into open beta, oh, it would be perfect because I mean it's very simplistic and its language.
Mhm.
The shape language is very simple for dwarves. I mean, it's like that, okay? I mean, you can't mess that up. And we've already seen like great builds. I mean, let's see. Gosh, who all have I seen?
Zia's got some pretty impressive stuff going on. That's dwarf like. She's got like this entire underground just sprawl of just going on. The entire
Sprawl.
thing is dwarven. It's all underground inside this massive building. I forget what server she's.
I
Oh,
get lost in there. It's
man.
on Rebellion Spine.
Mm,
It's the Butcher Block Mountains. We've dubbed it Butcher Block Mountains. It's amazing. It's an incredible build.
Well-
If anybody's got a powerful enough computer, KOTOR it. It is insane. And if you don't get lost, if you can get in and search the whole thing and get out without getting lost, message me.
I think
Let's
it would
see.
also be a good idea to do dwarves in that it would be the most accessible to people who aren't as familiar with EverQuest. Because from the designs I've seen in Landmark, at least, that people have been doing, the dwarves are as close to, other iterations of dwarves, such as in Tolkien's world and etc., as anything is. And
Well-
so I think a lot of people will be able to readily access that.
The picture that they put out of the dwarves,
Mhm.
it looked like a little house. It looked like a human house. It didn't look like a dwarf house. Do y'all remember that
Yeah,
picture?
I don't think I saw that. No.
And I was like, that ain't no dwarf house. I was like, what the heck is that?
I think Dyfit's hit upon a really good point, a really great point. I think if they make the next competition dwarven, then it will make building things that are going to be used for EverQuest next, very accessible to the people that come in who have not done one of these before.
Because I think it'll just it'll be more familiar to people than other races from EverQuest might be. And it'll be a good starting point for them to get into EverQuest lore and all that.
Because there's so many things out there in popular culture, in the, films, movies, that can inspire people to go out and build things for this dwarven competition. I think there's just lots of material. It'd be fun. I think people will have a really good time, and that would be a great way to. I think we want to keep people in. We've seen so many people. We saw the multitudes, the hordes, show up at the very beginning of the alpha when the alpha launched. Zach, were you in at the first day of the alpha?
No, honestly, I didn't find out about Landmark until after a very magical email showed up in my inbox entitled Landmark 7-Day Closed Beta Key. So I didn't know that
Wow, okay.
Landmark was available until after I had key show up in my inbox, and I didn't ignore it.
So when did you start? Beginning of the closed beta?
Closed beta had been going for a little while, but if I recall correctly, early July sounds about
Okay.
right,
All right.
because I had just enough time to start getting to know a few people in the community, and then SOE Live happened, and I watched from Twitch, in part thanks to Tenma. Thank you.
That was my. No, thank you.
Well,
I just
yeah, go
posted.
ahead, Tim.
I just posted the link to where they put the shape imagery that they're looking for dwarves on that house. That does not look like a dwarf house to me.
Well, I have to tell you because before I came to this game, I played Lord of the Rings Online for several years, and that actually does look similar to some of the above ground dwarven stuff that they put in that game. And one of the things about the game is much closer to the books than the movies were. So, in a lot of ways. So yeah, it looks pretty dwarven to me. Maybe a little bit less of the. I'm not sure about the ornamentation on the corners there.
Well, I look forward to the volume of things that will be built by people that we've never met before. They'll be in the game, and with the new building tools and the prop palette in particular, I think their ability to craft and create is going to be extraordinary. Especially for the people that have been in the game since the beginning of closed beta, or even as far back as the alpha. So I hope we don't see this massive number of people come to the game and then leave after a few weeks. So they're going to have more than just the big building, in which they've really taken, I think, great steps on the building, but the rest of the game, because there are a lot of people that really building's not their thing. If they come to Landmark, I would like to see them entertained. We certainly have a lot of fun with the game. One of the things that a lot of people enjoy is being known for making the insanely hard to find or hard to get things. So some things that you can only create through crafting. And for us, it was really high quality, legendary tools. Axes, picks, and the scythes or sickles. And I think what we don't have a clear picture of is how that is going to be affected. Are they going to be taking away that part of the gameplay that's been fun for a lot of us who maybe don't do as much building as a large chunk of the community, but love to go down to the caves and get the rare stuff it's needed to make the weapons that, or not weapons, but the tools that are so hard to find, and that so many people are grateful when they get one as a gift because you upgraded one of yours. So are they changing that? Because I saw that they're moving the random stat feature from the tool creation when you're crafting tools.
I'm actually hoping that they don't totally give everything when it comes down to props and patterns or whatever right off the get-go. I think there should be a progression somehow of that. So you start out with something that's a little bit more basic, easier to get around, and then as you create, certain things out of your prop palette, out of your actual building and unlocking different achievements, you attain more props.
Now, they stated that some of the things that they are removing were systems that they were testing for EverQuest Next. And I'm glad that they're just starting to distinguish between those two, because there are a lot of people in the community who have shows or talk a great deal about EverQuest Next. And I think to be compartmentalizing the things in Landmark that are specifically for EverQuest Next, I think will really give those folks a chance to stop guessing and really be able to focus on what these core systems are going to be, because I think we'll know that this is something that's for EverQuest Next. This is something that is for Landmark. But I personally would love to see the ability to make legendary stuff be the really great legendary stuff be something that you can attain or acquire through gameplay, and to be able to stand out in that way. There are people you go back to EverQuest 2. There are people who are known, they're renowned for making the really high-end armors and weapons and stuff that you can only find in the bazaar from them. Sometimes you got to contact them directly to special order, and of course you pay a great deal of plat for those kind of things. So it's really not clear to me where the economy is going to be in Landmark. It sounds at this point like we need more information on that particular subject. Anybody else got a thought on this topic?
Yeah, how does that affect the vendors that they kept saying we were going to get? Like, what would be the point of vendors if there's no economy?
I guess it would be to as more customization comes into play, like instead of necessarily using something like Player's Studio to be able to sell templates, you could use claim vendors and exchange your templates for something in game, like more copper, for example, or something that you particularly want. I see that as a possibility, but I don't know how achievable that is.
Except
I also
they-
think.
True, except that they've just made it much easier to get the materials. So there's, I mean,
I see. I don't care about an economy. I don't. I mean, I'm one of those players who likes being self-sufficient. I don't want anything from anybody else. I don't want to,
so then
I could care
are-
less about vendors.
when they
that's
kept
just
talking
me,
about
though.
the vendors, was that another one of the systems that they're just letting us test for EverQuest Next, and not necessarily something that they had in mind permanently for Landmark?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, I don't understand what the big deal is about an in-game economy for Landmark. I really don't. I mean, if I have a lot of a material and you need it, I'll give it to you.
Well, the
You know?
philosophy had been from the very beginning that Landmark was going to need a complete game loop to be appealing to a large enough group of people to make it profitable.
Well,
And so, that question, I wonder if they've analyzed that and have said, well, maybe that's not going to be the case. But I know we're expecting a document here right now about combat, correct? We're expecting something out this week, maybe today.
Well, it's supposed to be today, from what I understand, but how things sometimes get pushed back. If we don't,
Well,
if it comes out today, we'll definitely cover it on Wednesday.
yeah. Well, the combat's needed a lot of work. It was a lot of fun. Got a lot of hype when it first came out. I mean, they hyped the daylights out of it at SOE Live, and we were really excited for it. And they put it out there, and then they didn't nurture it along very much, and so there was a lot of interest, and then quickly the interest waned, and we saw lots of people with big plans turn around and go do something else. So I hope that this time they're going to refocus on combat for Landmark, and I'm good with combat and Landmark being different than combat and EverQuest Next. And if they're going to give us stuff that is for EverQuest Next, make sure we know which things are related to EverQuest Next, so we know that we're testing something for EQ Next, and we can give appropriate feedback. Let us know which stuff we're testing for Landmark, so we can give appropriate feedback.
I've never been a fan of the PvP in Landmark.
Yeah, I've
mean-
watched you get your butt kicked. I was a fan of you doing PvP.
I knew I had good healers by
Remember
so it was all
Thunderdome.
good.
Remember Thunderdome.
Yeah, no, I was good at Thunderdome, man.
Zach, did you do PvP?
I got pictures to prove I was good in the Thunderdome.
that was kind of a nervous
so-
laugh there.
Yeah. So about the only times I've actually truly participated in Landmark PvP, a dev was involved, and it was probably Domino. Literally the first time I ever PvP'd in Landmark, it was
Wow.
at her Gingerbread House claim, PvP
yeah.
claim, and
Okay.
it was a lot of fun. It was really intense, but the only thing really keeping me from doing it more is FPS issues. I'm working with a laptop here. I'm really happy that I can even play Landmark, but the FPS does get discouraging at times, even building. I had to move my sci-fi claim away from the ocean, and I had this gorgeous spot, but my computer couldn't handle being next to the ocean and building something a little more complex, so I had to move.
And it's possible, I think you may have hit the nail on the head. It is possible that competitive PvP doing my God. Competitive, Jesus. Competitive PvP in Landmark may be very difficult to achieve because of all the data flow, the data rates. When we were at SOE Live, we talked to the PlanetSide 2 team about doing a Landmark version of PlanetSide. You know, Planet what we call now PlanetSide Next.
PlanetSide.
And it's a great idea. It's a brilliant idea. Look at the cool stuff players are making. You know, the Ragnarok ship by Kelly Ravenholm is amazing, and that tweet got a lot of traction with people from the PlanetSide community. So, oh my God! So,
Did anybody see that?
but competitive
on the
PvP
screen?
may be difficult because there may be too much data to go through. But you know what? I want to see what killing me. I want to see what the dev team leads with on this subject. I want to see what they talk about and how they put it out there. We're really looking forward to getting this document. Oh my God!
Well, this is only two sections of the total picture that they're going to be giving us. I mean, if we saw the first document, there was a lot in there. Just the first document, and then they're going to give us another one that's probably about as long as that one, and it doesn't even cover a bunch of other areas of the game. You know, like tools and interface, and I mean, there's like so many other different areas that they could, you know, like release information for. In a way, I hope they don't. I really wish they had like showed us what we're going to get this week.
Wouldn't that be
And
nice?
that way,
Well, who knows what they're going to do on
next
Landmark
week.
Live? They might be showing us the system they've got set up in house to give us a preview of what we're going to be getting.
Well, next
I would
week we're
imagine.
getting it. Next week we're getting it, but we're not going to see a next Landmark Live until next week. Show it off this week, and then let me be giddy for the rest of the week and be like, get me shit.
Well, I hope they're. Do you guys think they might be rolling out a new client server architecture? Do you think we might be seeing a version of Landmark that we've never experienced?
I can see for everything that they've told us so far, it's going to be like a brand spanking new toy out of the box, you know. And if that's the case, you know, it is up to us to beta test the crap out of this thing so that we can help them get it prepped for open.
Yeah.
That's the way
We've
I
been talking about the new user experience for quite a while on our shows and how important we think that is. That to me, that's job one. They make that new user experience top stuff. I think they'll hit a home run.
Yeah. I'm seriously hoping that what we see on this next. Well, I got the feeling they're going to be giving us the updated version of the client. So I'll have 3 copies of the client when that happens. But for the most part, the base code will be the same. It'll be a chopped down version, so the actual package is going to be smaller than what we have now, which will be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get this new client and, you know, basically do a fresh start. It's going to be pretty awesome, just for the simple fact that, you know, it's going to be new stuff that we have never even played with yet. You know, new achievements, you know, new interface, new player interactivity between each other. I'm pretty sure the guild system will probably have a total revamp.
I hope so. They need to really
You remember?
focus on communication.
You remember
in the game.
when this whole, you know, guild stuff came out in the first place? You know, they were talking about, oh, you're going to be able to make alliances and whatever, googity boogity, and you know, none of it ever made sense. It never made sense. The way they tried to draw it out, it never made any sense. Where you can make alliances with other groups, and you know they followed under such and such, so it basically became a tree. And I mean, it was just like what the heck are you talking about?
And then subsequently, it never followed on. It never entered the game.
And then there was like 26 to 28 pages of people just peed off about the guild system, and nothing was ever said from the dev team. Nothing was changed. Basically, they stopped even touching it, and they went and started working on something else. That's what happened with the guild system.
Well, I think they've changed greatly how they do stuff now, and I'm really happy with the way that they're communicating with us. It's a really positive step. How many times has a really high-profile company like this done a big game like this as an open development process with the community being involved in every aspect of it? To me, it's the first time. I know Minecraft went through an alpha that you could buy into and a closed beta, but they didn't have the legacy of 15 years of EverQuest behind them. Mm-hmm. This is entirely different.
Well, EverQuest Next is okay. EverQuest 1 set the precedent. EverQuest 2 set a big precedent. EverQuest Next, they've really got to knock this out of the park to be a triple A right off the get-go company, with that particular branding. And if they've got to get it right, that's the way I look at it. And hopefully what we've done here in Landmark will help them do that.
It's a tough thing to do because we've seen a couple other MMOs that have tried to really, take on the big boys last few years, and they've fallen short by quite a bit. Like
most of the time
Star Wars: The Old Republic, Elder Scrolls Online, just to name two, right off the top of my head.
The biggest thing that most people really mess up when they're doing MMOs is lack of content. If you don't have enough content to span your levels, you have killed your whole entire game. I mean, look at what was that?
There's a bunch. Rift?
It wasn't Rift. It was the other one. The one that was the ex-WoW guys.
WildStar?
WildStar, yeah. I mean, nobody ever hears anything about that game anymore because they didn't have enough content. And then you had Elder Scrolls, same thing. And then there's not many people playing Elder Scrolls that could have been if they had had the content right off the get-go.
Mm-hmm. Zach, any games out there that come to mind when you think of people that have tried this and fallen short?
The open development process?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Or recent MMOs that just didn't have enough content flat out.
No, honestly. You kind of already covered any of the ones that that I would have mentioned. Yeah, I would agree.
We see it on Twitch. On Twitch, yeah, where this game will come out, it'll be popular for a little while, and then ArcAge. Wow, it's for instance, Kill Carnage. He moved on from that game really quickly, and he's not going back. So he was here in Landmark a year ago. I know. But he was here a year ago in Landmark during either the alpha or it was the alpha, and I hope we see him return with this big wipe. I'm just curious to see what happens. But I think it's important to note that when you've got a game like this that the player community is helping build, and in addition, the content in this game is all made by the player community as well. You've got something to me that doesn't exist anywhere else on Twitch or out there on the interwebs.
Well, the visual content, yes. The actual questing content, not quite yet. We're still waiting on that.
We're waiting. Fingers crossed, indeed.
So we got quite a few people that they're like quest master guys. That's what they want to be doing, is making quests, and we don't have the tools to do it yet. And I really hope that is in the package coming up.
Well, okay, guys. One What would be your one big thing you'd like to see as part of this next phase of Landmark? You got a one big thing? What's your number one? And everybody out there on the Twitch chat, same thing. Let us know what your number one would be.
I'd have a tough time picking between the whatever is replacing Storybricks and the Voxel Forge, one or the other. I'd be happy with either one.
Yeah, those are big. Those are big. Tenma?
Let's see. I got a few things I'd love to see. Number one is something that is about twice the size of the body of my character that I can write text on and put it on my claim that says, "Get off my lawn," or, entrance is in the back, or, whatever it is I want to put on that board, people can see it. I can give an explanation of what's going on my claim, or I can, do a welcome sign or something like that. But it's all just one thing that I can just write text on. Even if it's a right-click type thing where you right-click it and a window comes up and it has text that I assign to that board or something. That's one thing I'd like to see. Another thing I'd like to see is, of course, the
Bunnies?
bunnies. I want bunnies and squirrels and rabbits and
Baby deer.
Yes, deer.
Baby deer.
And critters. I want critters. I want critters, and I want a big hammer, and I want to be able to bash the crap out of critters and that sort of thing in the actual open world of Landmark. Something that will bring to life these forests that we have that has nothing but 3 monsters in it.
Crap. Zach, you okay? Zach, you got a one big thing? What would you like to see with this next iteration of Landmark? What is your top thing?
Optimization. I want to be able to build bigger and better without my computer dying. Right now I'm getting I think 7 FPS average, and I'm like, I want to talk to people. If you get like 30 FPS or better, send me a message and tell me what you're running, because I'm interested in building my own.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
What do you play on? What's your computer?
I
got a
have
I got a 760.
middle market HP Pavilion laptop. I'm happy that it runs Landmark, but oh gosh.
What graphics card does it use? Do you know?
Okay, so disclaimer.
It's probably got an Intel. It's probably an onboard.
When I got this computer, my aim was to be good and not spend too much money, so I only got one that was good enough to handle what I needed for school, instead of one that would also play games really, really well. It's just been advantageous that it does tend to play most games. There's a few it can't handle too well, but it's AMD. I preferred NVIDIA, but oh well, yeah.
I've got a 760, and my average is around 45 to 60 frames per second. It's the NVIDIA version of their card. It's not like an off branch or a contracted out video card. It's straight NVIDIA. Also run on an i7. It's the 4770K processor with 32 gigs of RAM.
I think by the time Landmark is live as a full game, out of beta, out of open beta, I think people will have upgraded their computers, and certainly by the time EverQuest Next comes out, I think we'll be in a whole new generation of systems. I built my system just so I could do the whole Landmark thing. I was excited. The reason I did it was for the promise of EverQuest Next, and wow, bam, Landmark, and and never look back. So we see a lot of people that struggle with systems that can currently play almost all other games out there. We still see people struggling with those computers, struggling to do Landmark. So optimization is a good call. I've noticed out here in chat, so I've seen lots of things. DM tools seem to be quite popular. Tim, there's a lot of people that got your back on the birds and critters and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when you're walking around the forest and stuff like that, you see trees and you see the occasional monster, but where's all the
I want to see the
critters?
message that I want to see the message that a snake kicked you for 10 points of damage. Anyone who's played EverQuest knows what I'm talking about.
Now, well, I used to play a game. It was called Legend of the Red Dragon, and this was back before the internet. This was back during the BBS systems, where you would dial in to interact with other people from one computer to another. You remember this, right? Okay.
Yeah, I had one called Renaissance Exchange.
Yes, it was.
16 lines coming into my house.
But there was
Telephone company guy thought I was nuts.
there was a game called Legend of the Red Dragon. Now, in there, it was a text-based game in its original, not version 2, but version 1 was a text-based game. It was like you have reached a crossroads in the path. Do you want to go left or right? So you pick left or right. And then while you're going down it, all of a sudden you get attacked by something, and you get the messages like you have impaled the gnarly dwarf with, I don't know, like a spear or something. I mean, it would come up with these really intricate freaking text things that, I don't know, for some reason that remind me of that.
Well, we see a lot of a lot of interest in the DM tools. I think that's going to be a big thing that people have been waiting for a very long time. The whole AI system, what they're going to do in terms of giving us the ability to create, to build adventures, build stories. So I think when you start getting player communities working together on those kinds of projects, I think you're going to see games, I mean full-fledged games, evolve from Landmark. And I'd like to find out from the crew over at Daybreak, what is their plan for the future of Landmark? Is Landmark going to be a game development engine? I think it has the potential to be the premier game development engine out there in the marketplace. But I know that was a vision of Dave when he first really got this thing chugging along. Did that interview with Locke, he and Terry, and we haven't really heard since their departure where they sit on that thing, because we've got something ready to roll. If they put a flag in the ground and say we're going to do that, we've got a big project all ready to get cranking on. But I think again though, this comes back to community being everybody's favorite thing about Landmark. Is I think we'll see amazing stuff being built by people.
Well, Voxel Vision, he's one of those quest guys. He won't. That's what he's in the game for. He wants to be able to make the quest and stuff. It'll be interesting, to say the least.
So Liz says she wants movable cloth so badly. We've talked about this, the ability to make things like sails or curtains, sails for ships, curtains, all kinds of things out of fabric. Give us the fabric texture, but give it the water animation.
I love to see flags like we have now that already animate, just without the post.
So you can use them as tails on your next voxel dog.
So you don't have to sit there and hide the post that holds up the flag.
Yeah.
You could use them as banners and stuff hanging down off buildings and stuff. Just have
Zach,
a variety
did you see that bot that somebody built? It was a dog bot and had a flag in the tail facing upward, so you couldn't see the post of the flag, but it was doing things like the tail was wagging.
It was cute.
It was
I don't think I saw that.
seriously cool. I think they're in our chat. Whoever built that, speak up. Yeah, there's some other things here. We got a little bit more time. I got about 5 minutes, and we gotta go. So things I'd love to see in terms of community. I'd love to see larger claims or being able to do what we were originally talked about as a guild claim.
Mhm.
I'd like to have the ability to collaborate with a dozen, half a dozen friends and strangers and go build something really big. We've seen some sample cities done, and I tell you, if we can get the ability to build something that's 36, 40, 50 claims, that would just be extraordinary. We saw the 36 claim build by Dephonic in the alpha.
Um,
You know?
Also want to put it out there, Geo is making a movie. Director Geo. And he is going to be needing your help in the coming weeks. If he says, hey, I need 50 people, we need 50 people. Because that's going to be awesome, seeing all the
Yeah.
players run through the portal or running out of the portal. It's going to be cool.
This week we're gonna need to stage some big combat scenes for at least for the 5-minute video that we're doing, the promo video. We're gonna need lots of people. We're gonna set up a couple of nine claim builds with mechs on it, mostly just open terrain, but we'll set them up as PvP so that I need 30 or 40 archers on one side, or as many as we can get. I don't know what's the limit on the PvP, 16?
It's the end of the world as we know it.
But we need people that are off camera, behind the camera, shooting people that are running at the camera so that they die in front of us, face first into the dirt. We'll see. But it's going to be good fun. We got a good storyline. And Tim, I sent you, or Karain, or Katina sent you a copy of the script, right?
Yes.
The
I still do not have a copy of your theme song in the morning.
Oh, I got to get that for you.
I'm gonna sing his theme song one morning. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. It'll be good.
It's either that
Well,
or I'll sing it offline and he can just mix it in.
All right, let me read to everybody part of the opening script here. The worlds of the landmark multiverse flourished with life and imagination since their discovery a lifetime ago. From the simplest craft to the greatest city, worlds unfolded before our very eyes. At the heart of these universes lay the essence of all creation, voxel dust. And it goes on from there. We got a great story, folks. It's gonna be fun. Join us, build a mech if you can. If not, go set your claim on fire. Place emitters all over it, fire emitters, smoke emitters. Tag it as EOW for End of World in the gallery so we can find it.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll do some filming sequence at some of these.
We need a mech of Terry. Really big. Really, really big.
Ogre Snot.
Yep.
Go.
Get Ogre Snot and Knobwinkle on that one.
Yeah. We need a big Terry head. Coming in and out like this,
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we need to wrap here. Dyfin, what you got going on this week?
Not a whole lot. Just
Online, anything?
no. I'm just kind of anticipating the wipe so I can get started on stuff that won't last beforehand. That's about it.
Well, for everybody that does not know, Dyfin runs our soundboard for the Morning Brew, and all the funny bits you hear come from him.
Yeah, and as someone mentioned, you need a beep sound when I'm around.
Yeah.
You just when I'm talking, just randomly go beep, beep. That's all you got to do.
Unnecessary censorship. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
All right.
Zach, what you got going on online this week? Anything you want to talk about?
Week, no, nothing in particular really special. But I did throw out there recently that I am doing Extra Life again this year, and I'm upping the stakes. I will shave my head again, with one key difference. As soon as I hit the money, I will shave my head, and then I'll keep it that way the rest of the year. and I will tweet pictures and selfies and stuff to prove it. And anybody who actually donates to contribute towards that goal can request a Twitter selfie at any time. So
Wow.
I'm right along with her. I'll be shaving my head and I'll be putting on makeup.
We're going to get Tinma dressing in drag. I will pay to see that.
And we're also throwing out an open challenge to Geo. Geo must shave his head too.
Oh.
What do you think, Zach?
whew,
Says
I don't
the
know.
people that have nice round heads.
Yes, let's do it.
I would say it is definitely not comfortable. I'm not doing it because it looks good. It's very uncomfortable. That's kind of why I raised the stakes a little bit and raised the dollar amount. I mean, shaving my head last fall for, what was it, like $75 or something like that?
You have long hair.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm telling you, I miss it when it goes bye-bye. I do. And it actually kind of hurts to go bald.
Just think of it like this. You know, you had longer hair, and it cost you like what, $30, $40, $50 to get your hair done. Now it costs you $10. You save money.
I just do it myself.
You save money.
Timma, what you got going on this week, brother?
Whatever you tell me you need, it will be built. That's about it.
All right.
And we'll be streaming for the most part of this week, so it'll be good.
Yeah, and Let's Talk Landmark on Wednesday, number 19.
And that's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
I'm doing the Morning Brew all week. We're going to be working on this big movie project. It's going to be fun. If folks, anybody wants to come contribute either materials, mech, help, just run around when we're doing the filming, just contact me in game or Tinma or Pantera. Just jump in on the Colossus TeamSpeak server. That's where most of the action is happening. It's a great place, a nice home, and I'm addicted to it. So, and with that, everybody, that's a wrap. Let's Talk Landmark number 18. Thank you.
Don't forget
Zach?
to wait that 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You
Guys,
need a
wait, bye-bye.
You need a post show image, Geo.
Picture of you upside down. Wait for it. Be good, everybody. Get out there and build something. And we'll come see it. Holy cow. Cheers, everyone.